What's up, everybody? It's Just Steve here, and welcome to episode 2 of Chatting About Whatever. I am your host, as always, and my special guest today is
MumbleB.
a man of many words, as you can see.
It's good to be here today, talking straight to the point.
Hey, it ain't no wrong being straight to the point, buddy.
Yeah.
So, me and B here. If you want to give your real name, that's fine. If not, we'll just
Yeah,
call
that's
you.
fine.
Okay, well, his real name's
Whatever you
Brian.
want to call me.
He's a co-worker of Nick and mine, and he's a good friend. And he's joined our core group of our Twitch brand and our podcast and everything. So I thought I'd bring him on for a podcast. We was discussing things before today about what we should talk about, and I came up with what makes a video game great.
Very good question, actually.
Right. I mean, there's millions of opinions, different points of views. But before we get to that, B, how you been? And we've been playing, man.
Pretty good. Actually, I've been doing really well. Currently I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. That's been like my main drag right now.
Yeah. It's not a bad
There's
game.
so much with it. So much you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's almost too much to do, which is
Yeah.
I've seen in reviews. That's why some people don't play it anymore, because it was just too much of the mundane stuff. We even talked about in the last podcast about how I take it nice and slow. I mean, I go through the whole thing, like I said, drink my coffee in the morning, go hunting, do a mission or two, take a shower.
Mhm.
So it's going to be like 3 years before I finally beat this game.
Oh yeah, there's just so much you can do. So many little Easter eggs, little
Right.
things like that.
Yeah. And
Interactions.
for those of you listening, and if you find us on our Twitch, which is whatever_entertainment, we invite B to stream on our channel. So he's going to be part of that main group now. He's got some games in mind, but I'm not going to say anything about that yet until he gets it confirmed. Because my man B here loves to think 97% of the time and actually do 3% of the time.
That's very true, though. I have an idea vaguely what I want to do. I'll just give it a little shout out on it. The main series I want to do is The Devil May Cry. The fifth one just came out, and I'm super excited about that.
Now, you just bought the latest one, right? 5?
Yeah, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Another series I'd like to do too would be the Uncharted series. That's one I've always wanted to do too.
Actually, all of those, I beat the first 3. I started 4, and then a million games came out, and I never got back to it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way I've been. I think I've left off on the second one, but
oh, man.
I'm going to go ahead and play through it again, the first one and everything, just for, everything.
All right, very good series. Very, very good.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well, I have been playing, after forever trying to figure out the control setup, some Division 2. I got the Gold Edition, so I got 3 days early. Played the beta. Never really played the first one, but with all the videos and stuff for the second one, I was super hyped for it. I finally got to play it last night for a few minutes. Hopefully I get more in throughout the week until the weekend. It's been a while, but I'll hopefully start recording again for Final Fantasy VI over on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to check that out, just look up whatever entertainment. We only got one video series right now. That's Final Fantasy VI, because I'm a RPG fanatic. And
yes.
I got about 18 videos up. Some have commentary, some don't, because I am a family man, and sometimes it's hard to do commentary when you got kids running around, your wife's talking to you. So right now, I'm looking up to this podcast because when I get home, no one's home for like an hour or two. So
the nice and peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But
yeah,
after all that's said and done, let's get into the main topic of this particular podcast episode. What makes a video game great? B, your initial thoughts, my friend.
That is a very good question, to be honest. I know this is going to be very generic, but I think a good storyline first thing. As long as it has a good story that keep you intrigued and everything in it, I think that's good. Other things I think, I like to see character development too. That's another thing I like to see.
Right.
Like for an instance, I don't know if any of you played The Last of Us. That's another good game. You actually see. Okay, this is kind of a spoiler, so if anybody hasn't played it,
Well, no
spoilers.
offense, but the game's been out for like what 6 years now.
Yeah,
The second
there's
one's
probably
on its way.
somebody out
But
there.
spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, so for like an instance for character development, how like Joel and I think her name was Ellie,
Yep.
is it? Yeah. How they just, Joel just kind of seen her as a, just baggage at that time. Here's my mission. I'm going to complete it. You're just baggage.
Right at the beginning of the
But
game.
yeah, at the beginning, but as it like progressed on, he started, they started bonding, and he actually seen her more as a, like, kind of like a daughter figure,
Right.
like the daughter he may have never had, or well, he did have actually a daughter that did die at the
Well, yeah, we
beginning,
all know
but
how that game started. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that
I'm
was
not a
pretty
very
brutal.
emotional man, but there are some scenes in video games that make me want to tear up and makes me upset and angry and mad and
Oh,
whatever.
that was one of those moments too that'll tear you up.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like he's seen her as his daughter, his own daughter, kind of like. So I
Right.
think character development is a big key too. Um, Another kind of thing is like this is just kind of a minor thing, It's like I like to see like the open environment kind of thing, like how you can see like, for an instance, like Skyrim first started with it. How you could see like just the detail in the background, like you may just see like the water, the ripples in the water, or
So you mean
you
like
know,
the world coming to life? Like you could actually be there,
yeah,
you could experience it.
yeah, kind of like Red Dead did really good on that,
Right.
on detail.
I'm not even gonna lie. In Red
Well,
Dead,
too.
sometimes I just stop and stare.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah, I've came up on a mountain or something or a hill,
Right.
and you
Like
could just see the scenery in the background. I just sat there with my horse, just looking there for a minute.
my
Just
my wife, she don't really make fun, but she pokes at me because whenever I start a new game, if there's
mhm.
water involved, I have to stop and see how it ripples, how I walk through it. Does it hang on my clothes? Does it like splash up?
I did that too. I thought the coolest thing, like a cool aspect in Red Dead, is like when you actually got like shot, or you got cuts on you, and you walked in the water, you could see the blood just kind of coming off you in the
Right.
water. So that was kind of cool. Little things like just the small details like that is what I like to see.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know. It just something draws you in with it.
Right. Well, I think I told you this like a couple of days ago when we was talking about what to talk about. I have a
Yeah,
good friend in Tennessee. Uh, his number one thing when it comes to any game is the artistic value of it. Like
you can see on that.
he sees art in everything he plays. So like Journey or Shadow of the Colossus, games like that. That's like his greatness of gaming or whatever, because that's like pure art to him. And he actually said if he ever got on one of our podcasts, because I'd be more than willing to welcome him on, he would want to talk about just art of gaming. I thought that would be like a cool podcast down the road.
Yeah, I'd actually like to hear about that just to see his perspective on it.
For those of you listening, if you hear any noise in the background, my stepson just got off of work and he'll be walking through, so don't mind that. I don't like to tell him to be quiet because that's just mean.
Yeah, I mean it
But
happens.
when I think about what makes a game great, I always break it down to like 4 or 5 different categories. Because to me, like, even if like IGN or GameSpot or Game Informer or any of them things give a game a 10 out of 10, does not mean I'm going to like that game.
True.
It's just personal preference or whatever. There's some people that love like uh, Fortnite. I don't. It's just not my game. Now, I
I agree.
appreciate the fact what they do and everything and how it brings people together to game and all that. That's amazing. I just don't prefer it. It's not my type of gaming. But it doesn't mean it doesn't deserve a 10 out of 10 from someone's perspective.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I always look at storyline, character
Yep.
development,
Hmm.
interaction in the environments, like what you can do while you're in that set environment, If it just looks pretty but you can't do anything in it, that's a negative for me. What's the point of putting certain stuff in the environment if you can't do anything with it?
Yeah, I agree on that.
Music and tone,
I didn't think
and,
about that.
and overall graphics. Now, granted, if one or two things are kind of like crappy, but the other three are like top notch, I would still say that game is great. Case in point, my favorite video game series of all time is the Metal Gear Solid series.
Oh yes.
Now, nowadays, if you go back and play Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation, them graphics are god awful.
Oh
They're
man, tell me about it.
blocky, no one's mouth opens, but it's PlayStation 1 era, Back then it was like, holy crap, they're talking, it's amazing. But nowadays it's like, what was this? Was this prehistoric?
Oh,
However, the gameplay is amazing because I love stealth. You can sneak around, you can go through whole areas without ever interacting with an enemy at all if you do it right. But if you do get involved, you got like machine guns, pistols, remote controlled missiles, claymores, C4, grenades, flash grenades. Just it's almost endless. I mean, this game made a cardboard box famous. You can
exactly.
hide
I
in the
loved it.
cardboard box and get around an area. So that kind of like covers two bases for me right there. It's got great gameplay, and you get to interact with the environment. You can hide
Oh my
behind
goodness.
walls. You can climb in the back of trucks. You can use your cardboard box and get in a truck, and it would transport you to a different area of the game.
Which is great, by
Yeah.
the way.
So if you want to skip over like 5, 6, 7 rooms, and you know where to go, you can just use a cardboard box and get back here super quick. And then the story of Metal Gear Solid is so amazing. It's like watching a freaking, top Hollywood movie. Like there's twists, there's turns, there's drama, there's action, there's sadness, there's anger. Like all of it comes together and like it works. Like I mean, even when you die, Snake, Snake, dun dun
Oh, I
dun
loved it.
dun dun dun. But like you get everyone's backstories and you see
Oh,
them.
that's another thing.
You see them, yeah, like story, right? Backstory and stuff.
Yeah,
Like you see the
backstories.
characters develop. Like you don't know who Snake is when you start playing as him. He's just some, soldier that's come on a mission, but then you get to know what makes him angry, what makes him such patriotic toward his country, And then like even on the villain side, you got all these classic memorable characters like Revolver Ocelot, Psycho
Yes.
Manus, Sniper Wolf, Liquid Snake. Metal Gear itself is iconic. I mean, if I'm going by what makes a game great, in my mind, this game is basically perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't
I
find
agree.
anything wrong with it. Like I said, the graphics are crappy, but
Oh,
if you
yeah.
get in the mindset of the fact that it came out in like 1997, I mean, you can't really hold that against it. And they did do a remake of it for the GameCube called The Twin Snakes, but it went so over the top with the cutscenes. I mean, Snake literally jumps on top of a missile, steps off of it, and does a front flip, and like lands on the ground and like shoots like 3 or 4 guys. It's just ridiculous. It's like puts the Matrix to shame.
Yeah, I was about to say it's just kind of adds like a Matrix effect to it, and I'm like, eh.
But yeah, like that's my case in point about what makes a game great. Like it hits all those needs I'm looking for in a game.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear was definitely one of those series. Gosh, it was such a good series.
Right, and like the same could be said for like Final Fantasy if you're an RPG fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, Final Fantasy is specifically storytelling, character development. The music is amazing.
Yeah, they did have one of the best.
They legit hold live concerts of just Final Fantasy music.
Which that's amazing that they do that.
Right, yeah. Some of my favorite music from video games is just straight from like Final Fantasy X. Xanarkin.
And
that song is
epic.
Oh
yeah, that one is. I mean, I know it's kind of like most like the battle music and the boss music and stuff like that. I know it's like repetitive, but it's still catchy.
Yeah.
even no matter how many times you hear it, it just, you know,
Like, it
it's
draws you
great.
in.
Oh yeah, it does. It makes the fight feels more intense.
I mean, for anyone listening, if you want a great example of good battle music, look up Final Fantasy X Final Aeon. It's one of the very last fights in the game, and when you start this fight, it sounds like you're at a rock concert. I
Oh
mean, it's
yes.
like hard bass hitting, high octane, like you know you're in the middle of a fight, and it's like it's game on, dude. I'm like, I'm here to win.
That
And
is what I loved about Devil May Cry 2. Or not just 2, but just Devil May Cry in general.
right,
Is their music that they play like when you're in the fights, just it's like a metal. It's
yeah.
good.
Well, here's a good question. What about control? If everything else is like a plus for you, but the controls suck, does that game stop being great to you?
Good question. Hold up.
Because I've played plenty of games where, like even Resident Evil. Resident Evil is a great game. However, if you don't know how to use tank controls, you won't even make it past like the first couple of parts of that game.
Yeah, mechanics is kind of like you say the control thing. If it's not feels smooth to me, then it's that can affect the game too. Um, again, I've played some games that really had choppy like controller mechanics, and I mean that's kind of what I like is a nice. I try to think of how I want to say it. Kind of like a nice. It has to have smooth mechanics, kind of way.
Right.
Because if it,
You don't want to hinder your gameplay.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to have to like sit there and press all these buttons just to do one thing. Not saying that's a bad thing, but
Well, see that will distract me. Like if I want to shoot my gun, but I have to
Mhm.
hold like L2 to bring my gun out, and then hold R1 to aim it, then hit X to shoot. So I'm holding three buttons at once.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
kind of what I was trying to
yeah.
get to.
I'm like, why? Why would you make me do that? Why can't I just like hit R1 and like I throw my gun up and shoot? Now, granted, certain games require you to aim, for specific
Mhm.
shooting, but other games, if it's like the old Resident Evils,
Yeah,
I mean, you held R1 to put your gun up, and then you just move it which direction you want it to go with your joystick, and then you just shot.
yeah,
It's pretty straightforward.
yeah. That's kind of what I like.
I understand, like Call of Duty and stuff, it's a little bit more advanced, but it's because freaking Call of
Yeah,
Duty,
yeah, that's very true. Like, or then when you have to like you're trying to like you have certain patterns that you have to press. Like I have to press like triangle, triangle, square, circle, circle, square, triangle.
Right.
Sometimes that gets a little confusing too. Like I know there was one moment
Oh, excuse me.
in Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that was the five finger play.
Yeah.
I could never do it. I just don't know why.
Oh,
Like I always got confused
see,
after a while.
if I can get like the button configuration down right, it's just all
Yeah,
memory. You're just memory
yeah,
tapping.
that's
And I
the
mean,
biggest thing right
for some
there.
people, doing something from memory works better than others.
Yeah,
There
some are better
is
at that.
an old game on Dreamcast that just got released again.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Shinmu.
Shinmu.
Yeah, if you don't know
Hmm.
what it is, man, look it up. It's an amazing game. It's set in Japan, and
Hmm.
you play as this guy named Ryo. It's Ryo. I haven't played the game all the way through since like 2001. But
Jeez.
the third one's coming out like soon because they got a Kickstart uh, accomplished of like so many millions of dollars that they was able to actually create the game and put it out like 12 years after the last one came out or something like that. But
Huh.
anyway, so like the game takes place during like the late 80s, early 90s, so arcades are everything. And when you're walking
Oh,
through your
nice.
town, you can go into this arcade and you can like play like an old school like driving game. Like I can't
Oh
remember. It's like
gosh.
Touring USA, but it was something different. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's been like 19 years since I played it. But
Right.
anyway, there was a part where you can walk up to this thing and you have to punch whichever color pad lights up, but it coordinates with the color of your buttons on your controller. So say like your A button's blue, so if the blue light lights up, you hit A to hit that pad, and then you'd hit the Y button because it's yellow. When the yellow light pad lit up, well, it'd be like blue, blue, yellow, blue.
Oh yeah.
And then it'd be blue, yellow, yellow, blue, red, yellow. And you'd have to remember it, and it'd get harder and harder. And I kid you not, man, I got so fast and got to like the top tier of that game that I couldn't even see what was lighting up. It was going so fast. And I just knew where my finger had to go on the button. So my fingers were moving so fast, and my brother-in-law was watching me. He's like, "How are you doing this?" I was like, "I don't know." It's just one of those things, you know, where like you've memorized it so much that you can't even think about it, because if you do, you mess it up.
Oh yeah.
It's like just pure instinct, and you know where your finger's moving.
I've always had like troubles with those. Like after a while, it just kind of, you know, you just kind of get a little scatterbrained after a while. You're like, wait, what did I just do?
Right.
No, I didn't mean that. Or you accidentally tap the wrong one by accident.
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes like I totally screwed up. And like my wife, she's not a very big gamer at all. She supports me through everything I do, you know, with video games and whatnot. God bless her, I love her. She puts with a lot of crap sometimes. But she does like to play certain games. And when Heavy Rain, if you know what that is,
oh yes, that's another good one.
She's all about like watching criminal shows and solving mysteries and stuff. So she was like, "Ooh, can I play this?" And I was like, "Well, let's give it a go." And if anyone hasn't played Heavy Rain, it's a very simplistic game. It ain't like you really play per se. It's all about more pressing buttons, and the buttons you press makes the characters do certain things. But it got complicated for her because going back to the control thing of making a game great or not, you'd have to hold down X and hold down square and then hold down L1 and R1 at the same time. I don't know about you, but if I got 4 or 5 fingers stretched across my controller and I'm trying to hold it all at once, I look like I just broke my hand in half because my fingers are all disjointed and, you know. And I'm like, why would you make it that complicated? I don't understand. I mean, I can understand a game being difficult. So when you do finally do something, it's rewarding. You're like, yeah, I got it. But don't make it difficult because you want to make wonky controls. Because all it's going to do is piss off the person and make them stop playing the game.
That's true. When you said that about, you know, just all over the controller, it just made me think of playing like Twister on a controller.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, man. Like,
it does.
Know, left thumb on L1, right middle finger on triangle, left pinky on L2. Like, I seriously, at one point in Heavy Rain, I had to set my controller down on the table just so I could have my fingers on all the correct buttons at the same time.
Jeez.
I couldn't hold it in my hand. I had to lay it down and be like, okay, this goes there, that goes there. Yeah, I solved the puzzle. And it was all just so I could, like, pick up something, turn around, and stick it into a certain spot.
Jeez.
That was it.
Wow.
Other games, you would just hold down the X button to pick it up, use your left joystick to turn around and walk up to the table, and hold, like, X to put it down on the table.
It's insane.
I'm just like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Exactly. It's just like, let me press one button, walk over there, press that same button. You know, just make it easy, not some complicated, you know, step-by-step thing.
These nice ladies I watch on YouTube and follow on Twitter, it's called What's Good Games. Very, very nice women. They're very popular. They have a t-shirt that shows difficulty levels you can pick. And they always pick baby mode. Because they want to enjoy the game without the difficulty, so they always go to the easiest difficulty. Well, it's a little bit of a sidebar there, but this cracks me up whenever I see a t-shirt. So we at, you know, whatever entertainment and chatting about whatever, do whatever. So we tend to bounce from subject to subject. So going from
which
our
is a
main
very good thing.
right keeps everyone on their toes.
Yeah,
You never know what to expect from any given episode. We could be talking about cheeseburgers next week. We don't know.
that's true. I'm down with that.
Like me and Nick had that idea to just go test food and you guys watch us.
I'm
But
so down with that.
right? Hey, we all big hungry men here.
That's right.
I'm sure
We
some
love
hungry
food.
ladies out there too. We don't discriminate.
That's right.
My wife can put down a good cheeseburger when she wants to.
Oh man, who doesn't love food though?
Excuse me, right? But we've talked about what makes a video game great, right?
Yes.
What would you call the greatest game?
Oh, you're gonna do this.
Hey man, I'm shooting it right out there.
There's so many games though.
Well, like I said, take what we talked about. Controls, story, gameplay, environment, music. What game comes to mind? And it ain't gotta be your number one. Just the first thing kind of pops in your head that covers all those bases. Mine was, of course, Metal Gear Solid. I already described that one. But we never
Metal
really
Gear
heard
definitely
from.
was.
Well, you can't pick mine. We don't work that way.
No, I'm just. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like I would do agree with Metal Gear though. It's really good.
Right.
Serious.
But you take a second to think. Don't gotta shoot out there right off the bat. But
yeah, I know. There's so many like games out there. That it's well,
I don't know if that game's come out in
Yeah,
America yet. But
that's why I'm thinking this there. I hate to say, but with the Red Dead, like the Red Dead Redemption series,
right.
so far of what I've seen, they've had great storyline, good gameplay. Like almost everything you've listed on there seems like it entitles in with that. Especially like the second one mainly, because there's just the great graphics. It's got a nice feel of gameplay to it. Always seems like there's something different will happen.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, like you may just be walking down the road and somebody's got yelling out to help because they got a bear trap on their leg or something, or the next moment somebody may come up and say, "Hey, I need help over here, help me out," and then it may be like your rival gang against you.
I've had that happen
like
to me.
setting you up. Yeah, I actually had that happen too.
I got knocked down the back alley and some of my money stolen.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I actually did have that happen to me too. Well, not knocked out, but some guy, like I just run into the gun store in San Denis, I think it's called.
No.
And this dude just like pickpockets me. Just randomly. And he stole like $93 too. I was so pissed.
If people haven't played Red Dead, that's a lot of money in that game.
That is. I mean, that's like so many different missions right there just to get that. And I chased that dude down, man. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I won't do it again."
That's funny.
I was like, "Yeah, you better not." But it's the special, like the small encounters like that make it great too.
Right. Makes it memorable.
Yeah, definitely.
And like we've known each other long enough.
Yeah.
That I was trying to think of what I would see you saying that was like your greatest game or what you would pick.
Yeah. What would you think?
I thought, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I think I know what you're thinking.
The Mass Effect series.
Yep. That one definitely, without a doubt. That will be on my number one list.
Because, I mean, if you want to talk storytelling and whatnot, when it expands a whole trilogy, and granted, everyone's got their beef about the ending of the trilogy. It comes down to pick a colored light, Do you pick the red light, the blue light, whatever. But the lead up to it, just you could have like so many outcomes and different conversations and interactions and stuff. I was like, that's like the most insane, in-depth, branching storytelling I've ever seen in my life.
I would have to say that is probably one of my top favorite games of all time series would be the Mass Effect.
Like,
I mean, it just had
which one
everything.
out of the series would you say that's like top of the... If you had to pick between the four... Yes, we will count Andromeda, even though people crap all over it. That still counts as a Mass Effect game.
Yeah, I don't give a start with that. I mean, it's not bad, but it's
only as bad as you make it, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
Because sometimes, granted, You don't have to believe me, but there are haters on the internet that just like to hate things. It happens.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody agrees with the same things. I mean, we're all human. We all have our opinions and everything. I would have to say between the series, the best one that I probably enjoyed the most was probably definitely has to be the second game.
See, I would agree with you on that one.
That one was great. Like, just the storyline was amazing. It's like I had a whole new twist to it. I mean,
spoiler
you're
alert, the fact that you die
yeah,
in the first 5 minutes of the game. And oh, dude, what about when you're walking through the ship and the side's blown out?
That
and
was
you're looking
intense.
out into space.
And you're just like, whoa. And I mean, there was a lot of detail for that time period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, stuff's blowing out the hole, and you see stars and everything, and the wind's trying to, space is trying to suck you out.
Exactly.
I was like, what is going on? This is like, did I get some kind of weird copy? This is the end of the game? I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, it was. I mean, part was amazing. And it's just like, as the story progresses, it just gets better and better.
Right.
It's like you're working for you're basically working for
the bad guy.
The bad guys, you know.
Cerberus,
of course, you're like,
Cerberus,
of course, you know. Yeah, Cerberus. Yeah, you're working for them. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Because these are like, they were just all about humanity. They wanted everything to do with humanity.
Right.
It's like everything came first before, you know, and of course they hated upon others, but you know,
and
that's what made them worse. But they just did like horrific, like, just the horrific like experiments and stuff. It's like,
and
just, you know,
it's cool because you get to see your choices in the first one play out. This is the first time you get to see that in play.
Is what I love too. That you get to see, and I like I'll be honest with you, I like the whole morale choices. Like, you can go good, or you can be bad, or you can just be neutral.
And it affects the way you look.
Yeah, it actually does.
Because if you don't fix your scarring, like, you start looking like, you know, a goddamn devil.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your eyes are all red, and it's just like, holy crap.
And I mean, I did like that aspect to it too. That was a great aspect.
And you even get to see characters come back, and some of them join your team, and some you just talk to, and then it leads on to more things and whatnot.
Yeah, and like you do see like, and whoever that survived Vamir.
Right, yeah, who you
in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever you've survived, which everybody seems to pick Ashley, but
I mean, come on.
Anyways.
Man. We all know that. What was his name?
Caden?
Caden, yeah. See,
yeah,
is that worth remembering?
Worth it.
But we can all agree that Rex is the best character ever, though.
Oh, yes, I totally agree with that.
Him or, what's the doctor's name, the Solarian?
Oh, Morden?
Yeah, when he sings to himself in the lab.
Aiden.
Yeah. Every time you walk by, he's just singing to himself. And then when you realize that he was singing out the ingredients to making that thing to save the Krogans.
Oh, the Genophage.
Yeah. Did you realize that, though?
Yeah, he was singing. He was like singing when he did it.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing, though. But that's one of those small details in storytelling that you wouldn't catch the first time. But then when you go back to play, it's like, wait a second, ain't that what? Oh,
right? That was what made it so good.
No, not good. Great.
Let's agree. Great. It did make it really great, though. What other things? And like you said, how your choices carried over from the first game, to the second game, and the second game to the third game. That was really good.
All right.
Even like you can even like when your romance choices, you can even expand those on.
Or you can mess them up.
Or you can mess it up and just go with somebody else.
Because I messed up with Jack.
Oh, you did?
I did the random hookup thing. That's what she wanted. And after that, she blew me off. Which, I mean, I thought that, you know, because I'm not trying to be a perv or anything, you know. It's just part of the storytelling, but I thought that's what she wanted. And then it turned out that she just wanted me to talk to her and stuff. So I actually cut off our romance storyline.
Yeah.
And then she wound up dying at the end of the game because I didn't get to do her her mission.
Loyalty mission?
Yeah. It wouldn't let me do it because she was pissed off at me.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, that's how great this game is. We both played that game multiple times, and you never got that scenario, but I did.
I mean, I got her pissed off at me a couple times, but like not to the point that she wouldn't do the loyalty mission though.
Yeah, I
What
totally
do you
cut
got?
it off, and I couldn't complete it. So, and we do suicide mission. She was like one of the first ones to die. I was like, holy crap.
Dang, that's crazy. Because
That's another good storytelling prospect. Just real quick, sorry, I cut off people all the
yeah, no,
time.
you're good.
um,
So you're good.
the fact from the beginning, you know you're on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
So it's like every choice you make, it's like, wait, did I just kill somebody? Like,
Mm-hmm.
should I reload my game? Like, what was that the right choice? I don't know. What should I do?
And the choices where you had to like send this person here, send that person there,
Yeah,
that
like,
was actually pretty difficult to figure
yeah,
out
who
if you
goes
did.
through the vent system and like who sticks with you and who like goes
Mhm.
and blocks the guys on this side. I'm like, I don't know. All
I don't know.
right, I'm gonna
That
ask
was
you. I'm gonna ask you a real tough question here, though.
all right. Bring
Are
it.
you the type of person? Because God knows I am. That
Mm,
when you make a choice and you see it play out and you don't like it, you reload the previous save.
I've done it before.
I think we all have.
I have done that.
I've done
Like
it multiple times.
if I had a member like a party member die
Yeah.
by accident, reload.
Yeah, I'm like, nope, never happened.
Yep, that just got erased.
Like, I don't know if you ever played the Fire Emblem series.
Nah, I never played that one before.
Okay, well, like you can get different characters and stuff and build up the levels and everything. But the number one thing about Fire Emblem is that when one of your characters die, it's a
Yeah.
permanent death.
Oh.
So, like, say you leveled up someone to like level 25 or something, like they're the most amazing person on your team, and they die, you don't get them back.
Whoa. That's a
So,
plot twist.
yeah, so I was always reload, reload. I was like, I'm not losing my freaking knight to like and stab someone and kill him in one hit just because this guy had to be a doucher and attack me with his super axe. I'm like, not happening, not today.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the way I always did it because I always tried to keep everybody alive that I can.
Right.
Because I remember I did that in one of my playthroughs through Dragon Age. I accidentally killed Wynn, and I felt so bad because of like, oh, she was our only healer.
That
Well, I
was
mean, you could
definitely
make
so.
you could make other people healers. I understand, but she was one of the more proficient ones
If
in that
anyone
category.
ever plays a game with B, we pick roles. He is support.
Support master.
Do not take that away from him. He will cry.
I am the healer support.
He will. He's an ugly crier. You know, it's just god awful.
That's okay.
You know, we didn't talk for a
Oh,
week because I used a potion when he was supposed to, and
I can't believe you.
it was horrific. Okay, it was horrific.
Why did you not use it? You should have used it, man.
Like, granted,
there's a lot of things
it's
behind
all
that,
on
though.
play. You know, I don't really give B too much
Well,
crap, but like I've
I
told
don't
other
think
people in real life, if I'm not picking on you or playing around with you, then you know I don't like you. So keep that in mind
he's
if you
being
ever meet
serious
me.
on this too. He is being serious on that. I have seen it before. Well, not for me,
So,
but
granted, B,
others.
are you gonna
Yes.
play Division 2 with us?
I'm actually thinking about it. Like I said, I played the beta, and it did look pretty good.
Yeah, we played the beta,
Yeah, we played the beta. That's right.
and never tell B
You made fun of me.
to go somewhere because he will go left when you go right. He'll go down when you go up.
I
And
could be a
when
lone
you
wolf
hide,
at
he will
times.
go out in the front and just get shot in the face.
Like a time I charged him with a shotgun.
Yeah. And what happened to you?
Dude, I got away with a slither of health on that dude. I was dead. You see me rolling everywhere?
No, because I was hiding.
Yeah,
I
man.
played safe. I am sorry that I hide behind walls like a smart person and throw grenades and then shoot people in the head. And guess what? I survive.
True. Hey, I survived it. Just
Yeah.
barely.
Okay,
Like,
so
when they-
1 out of 10 times you survived.
Yep, that 1 out of 10 chances. Which I remember I did die a couple times.
A couple of my blunt, man. Holy crap.
I actually think it's gonna be pretty fun though, the division, because there's just so many things you can
Oh, dude.
like builds you can do.
I can't wait
And if you
to
play
the
it-
weekend to play. Now, granted, this is the first time I've ever played a game like this on my PC because, once again, my wife, being amazing like she is, got me a gaming computer for Christmas. So I'm actually able to play games now on my PC and not just my PS4. And I've Final Fantasy 6, whatever, it's not that really big of a game. So the Division 2 is the biggest like multiplayer online game I've purchased so far. And I can't wait to play with some people. But I play on Uplay, which I don't think makes much of a difference. And my name on there is Just Steve 0615. So if anyone wants to play Division 2 sometime this weekend, hit me up on there, send me a friend request, and I will gladly play with you.
Yeah, because there's a lot you could actually do with Division, because there's so many, like all the skills you get and stuff. You can tweak it where if you do it right, you could probably make a pretty good team out of it. I mean, you could totally do a tank character.
Right.
You can have a healer.
I did do
and you
something
can just have
last
straight up
night
A passes.
just to spite you, though. I kid you not. I
What'd
was
you
thinking
do?
about you. So if anyone
drone?
didn't play the beta, there were certain things that were locked that you could not unlock in the beta.
Oh, was it the shield?
One was a shield. One was a turret.
Was it turret? Yeah, there was a couple of the mods that you couldn't get.
Well, there was 2 or 3 things that B wanted to purchase and you couldn't. So the first thing I got when I got to that part in the real game, I unlocked a turret.
Oh, the turret?
Yeah.
I had one of the turrets. I think it was the
no,
machine gun one.
You had the Jordan, didn't you?
Yeah, I had one. I had the drone and the assault rifle one.
Was that
or the assault turret?
It's 2 different things. Like I don't think a turret was available.
I think it was the assault one. Yeah, there was one that just rapidly fired at him.
Huh.
Yeah, I had that one. And then I had the drone that healed your armor back or whatever it was, I think. Which that is a very good one if anybody wants like a heal kind of thing. Because I mean, it stayed out a lot longer than I thought it would, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be like, 10 seconds maybe. But man, that thing lasts for like 30 seconds to a minute almost. So that's kind of cool. And then how it just kind of follows you around.
Yeah.
So that's really good. It's almost, I think it's a must almost.
But man, there are some people. Like, granted, I won't judge anyone. You play games as long as you want. I've said this before. I think I even said on last podcast. There were some people, like I saw yesterday. I was listening on the podcast. Someone played that game for 10 straight hours.
Man,
I'm like,
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, the most we've ever done on stream together, we played Fortnite that one day for 4 hours.
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
That drained me for like 2 days.
It does. Oh, it drains you a lot.
Of course, when I was a young Steve, in my prime, because I'm 32 now. So back when I was like a teenager, the summer that Final Fantasy X came out, I rented it. I kept on re-renting it because I just found out how amazing the game was. I literally start playing at like noon. Stop to go bathroom, get a drink, whatever, eat, because my mom made me. I would stop playing at like 4 or 5 a.m. Take like a 2-hour nap, get back up, start playing again.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I did that for like a week straight.
Jeez.
Nowadays, if I'm awake for more than 10 hours, I get grumpy and need a nap.
It all comes with age.
But that game, man, I put in like 140 hours.
Jeez.
And my PS2 got stolen with the memory card in it.
Oh, man.
So lost it all.
Oh, that is...
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was karma, though. I swear it was karma, because...
Karma.
Fun story, because like I said, we talk about whatever, so if you notice, we're bouncing from one thing to the next, but like I said, it keeps it interesting. I hope everyone's enjoying the conversation so far. If not, then, sorry. I did my best.
I tried.
Oh, we did our best, I should say, because B's with me here.
Yeah,
but
I tried.
My best friend, we call him Gibby. His last name's Gibbs.
Gibby.
Love it. That's my brother for like 20 years. Done everything together. Unfortunately, now I live in Ohio. He lives in Tennessee, so we don't get to see each other but once every couple of years or so. But anywho, he'd come over to my house, and he'd bring his memory card. So I had my memory card in slot 1. He had his in slot 2. And I had like the perfect setup in my bedroom. I had a PS2 hooked up to one TV. I had an Xbox hooked up to the other TV. And I had a computer with, I don't know if some of these guys, younger people will know what Kazaa is.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember Kazaa?
Yeah.
So I was downloading
Wow.
music and videos and all kinds of crap on there, you know. So everyone had a station, and we would rotate every couple of hours. We do this all weekend long. Me, Gibby, and another friend of mine, Lee. Well, I'd get on the PlayStation 2, start playing Final Fantasy X, and we would swap out the memory cards. So whoever's playing, their card's in the first slot, and the person not playing, their card's in the second slot. Well, one time, Gibby was playing. He was done playing, and I loaded up my game, but I loaded it from the second slot. I didn't swap them out. So I'm playing for a few, and I don't even see what it says or anything. I'm just like, all right, save, overwrite, move on. I oversaved the data in the first slot, which was his memory card. He only had
Oh,
one save. He had been playing for like
oh my
about
goodness.
100 hours, and I deleted all of it by saving over it with my game.
Oh man.
That happened in like 2003, and he's never played Final Fantasy X since then.
Oh my gosh.
He refuses to go back because he put so much time into it, and I ruined it. And to this day, if I say anything about Final Fantasy X, he will bring that up and he will bust my balls about it. So I feel like when my PS2, my memory card got stolen, it was karma because then we were even.
Oh yeah.
I,
Man.
I did a survey, a
That was
poll on Twitch a while back. So after Final Fantasy VI, I'm gonna play a different type of game just to get away from the RPG for a minute, and then I'm gonna be playing
yeah.
Final Fantasy X on the PS4, the remake. So that's gonna be a good chunk of videos and good game, whatnot. That's like my second favorite game of all time. So it's gonna be really fun to play that.
That'd be a good one to do too.
Oh, dude,
It's a good choice.
can't go wrong, man.
No, you can't.
Even Final Fantasy VIII.
Final
What
Fantasy VIII.
that's a whole podcast in itself
Yeah, you could do a
about
whole
the pros
podcast on
and
that.
cons of Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was one of the ones I actually beat too. That and 7.
Well, when Final Fantasy VIII came out, or when I was playing it, I didn't realize what the game mechanics were. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
how high your level was, it's how good your weapons and stuff was, and
Hmm.
how you drew your magic. Because people could be like level 2 and beat the game.
Well, that's
Because
true though.
it is all
Think
dependent
about
on how you used your uh
it. Was it junctions?
yeah, I was trying to think of the
There it
word.
is.
Thank you. Yeah, your junctions and
Mhm.
everything. You could be like a master and hit people for like 9999 damage and only be level 2.
Yeah, which is insane.
And not to mention that it's the only Final Fantasy, I believe, where the enemy's leveled with you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get to the first boss fight and you're level 1, the boss is like a level 1, level 2. If you leveled up 10 levels, the enemy would level up 10 levels. So, I mean, sometimes it'd be like maybe 5 levels ahead of you, but it was never like you were level 20 facing off against like a level 80. It never got that big of a stretch. And
Yeah, I never
I
did.
didn't realize that because I was just like, okay, it's just like in other Final Fantasy, the higher level, the better you are. Well, I got tired of leveling up. I had a Game Shark. I'm like,
Good old
I'm gonna
gamer.
throw me some cheats in here and just go ahead and beat this game. Well, I didn't realize
Would.
because I didn't really have internet then. I had good old dial up, you know. Welcome.
Welcome.
You were good until someone called, you know. Kids nowadays have no idea what we went through back then. You were good to go
That
until someone made a phone
dial up.
call, then you got disconnected for like a half an hour.
Oh, dial up. I can
Yeah.
remember.
But
Good
anywho,
times.
I didn't
Gosh,
realize that if you had two different cheats activated at the same time, it would basically glitch. So all my characters went to level 1.
oh.
And I was like on the last disc of the game. And
Ouch.
I was at a part of the game where I was trying to get a summon, and in this particular area, you got in a fight with every step you took.
Wow.
Like the guy's only like 20 feet in front of you, but that means you had to go through 20 fights. And even though I dropped back down to level 1, everyone else was at the previous level of like 60.
Jeez.
So I was getting one hit killed every time. And then when I tried to like turn the cheats on, it would just not work. And it always revert back to level 1. So I never beat Final Fantasy
8. I can see why.
So we're getting to around the hour mark. We try to keep it within an hour, so I don't want to go too long because we do have stuff to do in real life.
Yeah, true.
B, I want to thank you for doing this one with me, man.
Hey, not a problem. Glad to be here.
Do you have any closing comments? Anything you'd like to say?
All I'd like to do is just thank everybody that listens in, and glad to have everybody here. It's good to be here.
Kind words from a kind soul.
That's true. That is very true. Now you see why I play support.
See, I like trying to bring.
That's my personality.
I like to try to bring the best out in people. Because be here, we call him MumbleB for a reason. He likes to mumble sometimes, but it's just who you are, man.
Who I am.
But I know who you are on the inside, what can come out of you. So I thought by doing this podcast that it'd get you to open up and talk and stuff, and you did a hell of a job, man.
I thought so. I mean, for first time actually.
Hey, man, give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself a high five, go get a nice haircut, steak dinner,
I did.
Whatever.
That's right.
But
it just takes me a little bit, once I start getting used to the whole flow.
You're doing fine, my friend. I had a great time.
Oh yeah, same here. Oh, it's always a good time here, though.
But if you want to catch B, he will be now streaming on our Twitch and recording on our YouTube whenever he gets the chance.
Yes.
On Twitch, we're whatever_entertainment. On Twitter, we're at WE, both capitalized, _entertain, because we are whatever entertainment. So we like to entertain.
There's the joke.
There's the kicker. And then on our YouTube, it's whatever space entertainment. And like I said, right now we only got one series going on Final Fantasy VI. So if you see that, then you know you're at the right spot. But MumbleB, B, Brian, my buddy, thank you so much for recording this with me.
Glad to be here.
That's MumbleB. This has been Just Steve. Always will be Just Steve. This has been chatting about whatever. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace.